next speaker is Professor Archana Gupta, who is my co-chair. I think she will also speak on the radiology side.
Just bridging the gaps of knowledge between teaching institutions, the primary health centers, and the hospitals. So, a word about background of teleradiology. The radiological images are first documented medical visual communication across distance. However, in 1948, the first X-rays being transmitted over telephone lines, and in 1986, one of the earliest PAC has been installed at UCLA. However, the American College of Radiology has given the DICOM standard in 1994. We started teleradiology at our center in SGPCI with the aims to spread awareness about teleradiology at grassroots level and health policy makers, and to broaden the vision of all health professionals. We started teleradiology with tele-educations and tele-CME in medical colleges of UP and medical colleges of Odisha and primary health centers of UP and with the AIMS and PGI Chandigarh. So there is a need of making national network with medical colleges, because there is diversity in the standards of quality of teachings and teachers, availability of educational tools in terms of state-of-art diagnostic equipments. The diversity in availability of books and journals about in radiology, the quality and types of patient material varies with geography, and in the diversity in the quality of a student because of entry and exit parameters. And there are different traditional method of teaching in different states. So networking is required to bridge the gap between student and teachers to improve the quality of postgraduate educations in Indian medical colleges, and tertiary hospitals can play a big role by by providing additional input through networking. So our objectives were to improve quality of medical and paramedical educations, facilitating cognitive component of learning, and to promote psychomotor skill if possible. Right now we are not doing telementoring in teleradiology, but we are planning to do show the interventional procedures by teleconferencing. The other objectives were to link medical libraries, to promote medical research by providing infrastructure for quick exchange of ideas and coordination with group of researchers, and online continuing medical educations. So we are providing teleconsultation by medical colleges of Odisha. The 3 medical colleges are clubbed with SGPCI, and we are doing real-time and stored and forward teleradiology with them. With postgraduate student of medical colleges, we are just discussing them with difficult cases and showing them state-of-art equipments, imaging, and telling them showing them interesting cases and illustrative cases, showing them very diagnostic cases so they can make a spot diagnosis of the images. This is just a clip to show the postgraduate student of different medical colleges. Regarding the primary health centers of different district hospitals, so we are connected to different primary health centers of Lucknow, Pithauragarh, and states. The Medical College of Haldwani, which is in state of Uttarakhand, and different other PHCs of Raebareli and Uttaranchal. So they are sending us stored and forward type of tele-imaging. What they are doing, they were receiving images from different diagnostic centers. They are just scanning them, digitizing them, and sending to our telemedicine center. And whatever small input we can give them, we used to send them reporting. Medical educations for this district hospital doctors, just to give expert opinion, enhancing medical knowledge in the management of common medical problems, improving consultation skill, and for the continuing education. Regarding paramedical healthcare professionals, we were having this teleconferencing and with our nursing staffs and technical staffs just to improve their skill for better patient care, again for continuing educations, exposure to new techniques and equipments, and better hospital administration also. For this, for nursing, we are showing them how to take care of angiographic and other interventional catheters, stents, how to prepare patients for interventional procedures in radiology. Regarding institutional teleradiology, that we are doing for knowledge sharing, to share interesting and complicated cases, to have peer opinion and consultations. And we were also doing mortality meeting sessions with different institutions like AIIMS and PGI Chandigarh. We are planning to start some teleconferencing regarding interventional cases and to start tele-follow-up in the cases where we have done interventions. So regarding the perception of teleradiology with institutions, the content found to be interactive, educative, and were considered very useful. Regarding response of teleradiology sessions from medical colleges, sessions were well appreciated by postgraduate and faculty from medical colleges. The image and sound quality was good. The dynamic images were appreciated better over the still images, which is stored and forward images. The stored and forward images are used for film reading sessions. The difficult diagnosis was given in most of the cases by participants in distant medical colleges. The sessions were considered educative and informative, as less frequently encountered cases at distant center were included, because the distant centers were not having state-of-art details or with fragmented details or incomplete form. Indication of the study was not clear in most of the cases, and images were not complete. So we can only offer them different limited diagnosis. I'm just skipping few slides. So teleradiology is the most mature and rapidly evolving branch of radiology, and it has more stringent requirements than any other type of telemedicine. It is not appropriate if the available system does not provide images of sufficient quality to perform the indicated task. So technology must be up to date for teleradiology. And basically the qualification of personnel is required whosoever is doing teleradiology. It includes physicians, the radiologic technologist, the qualified medical physicist, and image management specialist. The equipment also used has to be state-of-art. So the ability to fully and safely support the emergency radiology becomes more debatable with complex investigations. In investigations where the contrast media administration is required, so somebody has to be on the site for doing the procedure. Sometimes clinical interface occurs, the person has to be at site for doing making the protocol and doing the case himself or herself. And sometimes support to radiographic staff is required, and sometimes consideration of further imaging is required. So in few emergency cases, it's very debatable to give opinion on teleradiology itself. So teleradiology can be done for happy customers and underprivileged, can be done in any disaster management also. In conclusion, the fast progress of telecommunication is changing aspect of medical practice and education. The need of teleradiology education at medical university level should be stressed. The medical college should reevaluate their curriculum and prepare the student to use telecare techniques. They should also offer continued educational program for physicians. However, the potential exists to provide a superior service in terms of quality education and consultation. The main responsibilities are teaching, research, and service to the community. Thank you.